Note-taking is something that has been incredibly helpful for me, whether it was to retain stuff from class, write random ideas, or organize my activities all over the place. I found value in note-taking, and I've been using pen and paper for so long that one day an idea struck me. Why not use an iPad and an Apple Pencil instead? I wouldn't need to worry about notebooks, I could write in any color I wanted, and I'm saving paper. I'm saving trees. I'm saving the earth one paper at a time. Well, not exactly. It's true that I am saving paper and this is good for the earth, but I bought an iPad, which is not so good for the earth. You see, an iPad does not magically appear without having an impact on the planet. An iPad Air 4, according to Apple, produces 82 kilograms of carbon emissions. Just let that sink in. An iPad that only weighs 460 grams produces carbon emissions of 82 kilograms. It seems odd to think, but it's unfortunately the case for products like electronics. In general, things that consist of metal. Imagine the high temperatures, the amount of force required to mold metal to its desired shape. Generally, the more heat, the more electricity required to manufacture something, the greater the carbon emissions. To address this, Apple uses 100% recycled aluminum for its enclosure, uses energy-efficient processes, and is committed to a 100% renewable electricity manufacturing supply chain by 2030. What Apple is doing here is making conscious choices to reduce their carbon emissions. In the same way, we have the power too to make conscious choices to reduce our carbon footprint. Anyways, back to notebooks. If we want to compare its carbon emissions to the iPad, it's kind of complicated, really depending on what kind of paper and the amount of paper used. One way to check this is through a paper calculator. Thankfully, there is one from the Environmental Paper Network, where you just need to input what type of paper, how many pounds, and the percentage of paper that is recycled, then you get your carbon emissions. So, in this case, I bought an iPad Air 4 to replace my use of notebooks. Let's say the iPad Air 4 lasts 5 years. And in those 5 years, if I didn't have an iPad, I would have used probably 40 notebooks. Assuming the 40 notebooks are equivalent to 11.2 pounds of paper, 50% recycled paper, and the type of paper was coated free sheet, then we get our comparison of carbon emissions. 82 kilograms for the iPad, 34 kilograms for the notebooks. So, we just talked about how using notebooks may be the more environmental friendly choice. But maybe you're buying an iPad so that you don't need to buy a laptop. Maybe you're someone who uses 100 notebooks a year. Maybe an iPad will significantly boost your productivity. But if you're buying an iPad just to save on paper, then think again. I hope you loved this video and really got something out of it. If you did, consider subscribing to Energy Fix. The Energy Fix, helping others realize that we have the power to make conscious choices to reduce our carbon footprint, is important to us. In other words, we have a say on the impact of global warming and the future of our planet.